Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you how to adjust the slack on your motorcycle chain so you don't have a floppy one like I do. Let's get started. So for today's job on this 2007 Yamaha FZ6, you're going to need two 12mm, a 32mm socket with a breaker bar, and of course a ruler to measure the slack. So motorcycle chain slack is the amount of movement the chain has from the bottom as hard as you can push it down up to the top. This is too loose. The recommended chain slack measurement for this on this motorcycle, which is a 2007 Yamaha FZ6, is 1.77 to 2.17 inches of play. So we're going to adjust that today. To adjust it, you have to loosen the axle nut here, loosen the lock nut that adjusts the bolt here that locates how far back the axle is. You don't need to take the nut off all the way, but you do need it to have enough play so the axle can slide back and forth. Now we're going to release the locking mechanism on our adjustment here on both sides so that we have some free play in the axle. Now with both sides adjusted, we're going to go back and check the chain slack and make sure it didn't move more when we adjusted the other side. Once you're happy with the amount of chain slack you have to make sure the wheel is straight in the frame. You can do that by checking markings on the bike. This one back here, you can see small lines that indicate the marking where the block bolts into the frame. Or you can use a ruler in here and measure it on one side, and then go over to the other and do the same measurement. Once you're confident you got them balanced on both sides and that the wheel is nice and straight and true in the frame, you can tighten it up and be done. When you're tightening down the axle, make sure both sides are pushed up against the adjustment. They can hang back a little bit, not that far, but just a couple millimeters tightened with the slack at the back could cause it to shift when you load the wheel by accelerating, or it could just have the wheel crooked in the frame. So make sure you have the sliding pieces in the frame pushed all the way forward up against the adjustment. The last step is to tighten down the axle nut. The torque spec on this bike is 87 foot-pounds. We don't have a torque wrench here today, but we do have our brains and, this torque wrench, so we're just going to rough it. And just like that, we're all done with the chain tensioning job on this FZ6. Now, take the bike for a ride and make sure it rides straight. If you at all feel like the bike is crab walking, where it's like the rear end of the bike wants to be out to the side, not in line with the front of the bike, then you've definitely done something wrong and your rear wheel isn't lined up with the frame of the bike. But it should be straight. If your measurements were correct on both sides and you didn't make any mistakes there's no reason it shouldn't be straight, but always good to go take it for a safe ride, not on a busy street, and just check it out, make sure your adjustments were correct. Now, this procedure isn't the same on every bike. The FZ6 has a center stand, which not every bike will. But you want to check your factory service manual for how it tells you to check the tension on the bike. Specifically in the manual, it tells you on this bike that the rear wheel has to be elevated, which basically means that this is the arrangement they want it done in on a center stand. If you have a super sport bike and it doesn't have a center stand, just refer to your manual and that'll set you on the right track. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the content, subscribe and leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.